Matt's Off-Road Recovery and Weston Champlin. What do these all have to do with me, this car, and all these cool tools? Well, you're gonna figure it out, but first we gotta start unboxing all these things. I'm sick, so we're gonna pop a few, damn it. We're gonna pop a few emergencies, head into this video. It's gonna be a bunch of unboxing stuff. We got a bunch of cool stuff and huge announcements. Every single event that I'm gonna be going to, huge announcements coming up. I need to remember to stick to the script. Damn, that's good. And let's get on to our first thing. Minion, get me my first product. It's a very slow delivery system, but we're getting there. We're working on it. All right, thank you, my Minion. All right, now can I get my knife? Whoa, maybe something a little bit more practical. There we go, thank you. This first one's from Swag Off-Road. I really like these guys. I've been hearing good things about their benders. The bender, it got caught up in Chicago. They had a weather storm or something like that. It finally just showed up literally the day before I posted this video. To actually make any videos, because if the bender would have showed up on time, then this probably would have been a different video. But look at this big old bastard. Holy crap, this thing is absolutely massive. This thing is beefy as crap. It's an 1.5 inch die, it can't do anything else. A little sad about that, because this thing was like $400 for something that can only do one piece of tubing. But that's what you get when you buy high quality stuff. You have to buy a lot of it, and it's very expensive. It comes with a bunch of other stuff like these nuts and bolts and everything to get it onto the actual bender itself. But obviously, I don't have the bender. Next! I kind of forgot my dog peed on all these boxes, so we're not going to put those on the table. That one got dog pee on it? Thank you, Minion. I'll be honest, I don't really know. I bought a lot of tools, and I don't really remember what it is. Give me, boy. Oh, probably need to use the actual knife side, not just the dull blade. These are going to be my most favorite tools. These are Dimple dies. Get out of here, boy. These are Dimple dies. Now, these things are absolutely amazing. Let me show you like I'm a drug dealer trying to give you something. So, this is basically a heavy piece of metal that is used to dimple out pieces of steel so that it actually makes it lighter and stronger at the exact same time, which is kind of weird. So, I use these a lot for like gussets and stuff. I had an old set, but had to sell off all my tools, and now we're here, so buying all my stuff back, and these things are gonna make everything look a lot nicer and a lot better. And they're just good quality. I mean, Eastwood obviously makes good stuff. I'm trying to grab it, but it's greased up like Greased Up Death Guy from Family Guy. But these things are awesome. Absolutely love these. Would recommend them to almost anybody. All right, next product. Minion, please take this away. I know it has dog pee on it. We're gonna have to figure that one out. These are a little bit heavier. I don't want her grabbing at them. Yeah, I'm in my pajamas. I told you I'm sick. Don't judge me. Judge yourself. Anyways, this next one is basically the big old piece to the bender. Oh crap! It's a box within a box. Tear this bad girl open. Eat. All right, so we got giant air canister, not air canister, air ram basically for the little off-road bender here. And we're just gonna basically kick everything else onto the floor. Thank you, Minion. So basically all this thing is basically just an air ram that, you know, helps you bend so you don't gotta be cranking it, you know. Basically, this is just an air ram that helps you bend tubing with your tube bender. You have the option to like a crank handle, but the crank handle was like 50 bucks less than this. And I finally have access to a good air compressor. So I'm gonna be lazy and I'm gonna get the actual good stuff. This one's not really gonna be an unboxing because there's dog pee on it because my dog peed on the package. So we're basically just gonna be announcing what it is. To make sure to get that nice Eastwood logo facing you guys. The reason that we bought better tools is because Pinky was very expensive and I couldn't afford to buy any better tools. But now that we got the time and the money, we're gonna actually start buying better stuff so that I can do better things. Now Pinky, I love Pinky more than absolutely anybody and she's absolutely awesome, but there's a lot of sketchy things on that car because I just didn't have enough time to really do anything. And we got the horsepower rodeos and a bunch of other events that Pinky has to be going to, and she has to look better. So to look better, got to have better tooling. And basically, this is just a big old chop. You basically just use this little lever. It has a giant lever. I can't really turn it with my hands. And you basically just hack off like bits of metal. Rather than having to go in it with a grinder, spend like 20 minutes in there, you just come in here, whoosh, hack it off. I think this does up to 1/8 inch, up to 8 inches of metal, which is like a small pickup truck frame thickness. So this is absolutely going to help me out in a lot of ways. But that leads me on to my first event while we're basically building this thing. That's off-road games. Now I wanted to do summer knots at the Freedom Factory, but since they're on the other side of the country, sadly, I'm not even going to be able to do that. But that is where that little off-road mini trophy truck is going to go. Obviously, most of you already know that, but we just have to, you know, we got to announce all the events. Now, we're going down there to win, okay? We're going down there to win, not to just play. There's a lot of people that we're going up against who have a lot more time, money, subscribers, and all that other stuff, but I'm very competitive. So we're going to go down there and we're absolutely going to win that event. I don't really care what it is. I'll go rock crawling with that thing. I know they probably won't, but I will. I'll do some crazy stuff. But that leads me on to my next event, which is the Horsepower Rodeos, aka Pinky's Redemption. Now, we did not do as good as I wanted to when we were at SEMA. That's because we had no time to actually test or really test. That's the biggest thing. But we're going to be pushing a lot more horsepower and a lot more wheel speed because I'm going to re-gear the differential, do a bunch of crazy stuff to where it actually does its job, which is to do burnouts because that thing can't really do anything else. We're going to do power steering, bunch of mods. That is in May, and then after that it is Baja 500 or 400. I don't really know. It's going to factor in on like if I can get off time off work or if I am working or how this all goes down. I don't really know. Who knows? This is going to be some major events we're going to be going to, and we're going to be showcasing our work, and obviously I'm going to be, you know, filming stuff, and that's going to grow the channel as well. But we're going to get those all set up. I know what I'm going to be taking. We're going to be taking a 125 CRF. Yeah. I'm going to be doing a Dakar rally style build with the big old windshield or just those two big old headlights. I'm going to make it look like a race bike. We're going to do BBR Motorsports. They have a ton of performance modifications for those bikes, ton of power mods. We're basically just going to beef up a 125, rear suspension, swing arm, and all that other stuff, and be the first ever person to complete the Baja 1000. That's why we're doing the 400 or 500, because I want to, you know, see how it feels to actually do those events. Be the first ever one to complete the Baja 1000 on a pit bike. I really don't even think the Baja 500 has been complete on a pit bike. And now I know some of you are going to say the motor magazines, they did not compete in the Baja 1000. That's not me discrediting. I'm just saying they, you know, I'm going to be the first one to compete in the Baja 1000. The Baja 500 is scheduled for June, and the Baja 400, which is the one that I might be going to because it kind of spreads out the load a little bit, is going to be in September. But also the build that I'm going to be doing alongside the pit bike, because the pit bike's not going to be that much, is going to be a turbo Hayabusa powered Corvette. That's going to be like my 200-mile-per-hour Corvette. I'm going to be going to drift events in that thing, you know, all these crazy places as long as they'll have me. Horsepower Rodeos, more than likely, yeah, I'll be there. But we'll be doing a lot of crazy stuff with a lot of good creators because, you know, it's kind of cool. So after that leads us into our next one, SEMA 2026. Now, this is Pinky's real redemption. Horsepower Rodeos is like, you know, but we're basically just going to be doing a badass, naturally aspirated build on Pinky for her first ever Horsepower Rodeos back. Now, the one for SEMA, that's the one where I'm going to be saving and getting a blower put onto Pinky. We've got a little bit of money saved up. We're obviously buying more tools. You know, we're still going. Pinky's very expensive, so I'm trying to buy the Arc Droid now rather than later because she needs a lot of new parts, and basically the Arc Droid would just make that 1,000 times easier to build anything cool for her. So that's what I'm going to do. But Pinky's redemption, she will have a blower put on her. We're trying to figure out a radiator because I want to be able to actually drive it. We're going to put power steering on it and everything. And then once it's got a blower on it, I think it'd be sick to be going down the Las Vegas Strip with just a big old blower sitting on the front of that car. After that big event and all that, it is straight down to Mexico for the Baja 1000. Now, that thing is absolutely gonna kill me, and I'm probably gonna have to actually start working out, you know. The only fitness I be doing is fitting this piece of pizza in my mouth because I'm kind of fat. I'm skinny, but I'm not very healthy. And after that, after this thing is all done, the trophy truck has beaten all those guys. guys, because we're going there to win. We ain't going there to make friends. I'm just kidding. We're going there to make friends. Gonna be little events sprinkled in between. Like, I don't really know. Sea Boys. I gotta go meet the Sea Boys. They wanted to see Pinky at the winter time, but with the short exhaust, I didn't want the valves to go and blow up inside of that thing. But we're gonna go to their compound. We'll probably have the trophy cart done so that we can actually like go jump, see if Evan breaks this thing. He probably will. I'm gonna be honest. If he drives it, he probably will. Pinky, she's gonna go there. The Corvette might be done. It was supposed to be a summer thing. We're gonna link up this summer. Appreciate all of you watching. That's the events. That's everything. And stay freaky.